Right. This is obviously a video that I really did not want to film, especially, in April. However, this is what horses do. So, about a month ago now, it was the start of Easter holidays, and we decided that we would enter our first event, Lark Hill, on the 6th of April, and, give ourselves a bit of a later start to the season, because obviously we were moving house, we were moving yards, we were moving to a whole different area in the country, and, there was just a lot to deal with. I was boarding at school, so I couldn't ride as much. Flo was a bit unfit. Our training, there were just lots of factors to, include. So the only week that Mum was able to get off work was the week before our first event at Lark Hill, and that was the week that we really wanted to go skiing. So we went on our holiday, and the Monday, so our second day, we got a phone call from our new yard saying that Flo was lame and that they were worried about her. We obviously had a week of other people lined up to ride her. However, they were not happy with riding her, so clearly not what we wanted to hear. However, they had called a vet out, and obviously the vet was incredibly busy, so you could only see her a few days later. And she was not being ridden, and Flo drops fitness very easily, so that was kind of our first sign that we were not going to be able to go eventing, and at that point was kind of our least on our priorities list, and still is during this whole journey. So the vet comes out on Thursday that week, because it wasn't an emergency, but then again, we didn't, he did need to come out. She was still lame, there wasn't much improvement. We were just going to stick to her usual routine, apart from the fact that she just wasn't going to be ridden. And yeah, she was just incredibly sore, and she's always been not the soundest horse on her hind, but this time she was also lame on her front feet, and her fetlocks were stiff as well. And up on her back, between her quarters and her withers, on the very top of her back, she was very stiff, and you couldn't move her spine. Her neck went hard, and she was being grumpy to everybody. And as if you've watched any of our journey with Flo, she is like the least grumpy horse in the world. She's quite literally an angel, and I'm not one of the people who would say that if their horse wasn't. Like, she never puts a foot wrong. So her being this grumpy and this, out of character for her was a big sign, and it wasn't a good one. So the vet comes out and says that if she's always been stiff, then this shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, and basically quite a few people at the yard are just overreacting, and we should be fine to event on Sunday. So obviously with skiing you go on Saturday and come back on Saturday, so if Saturday comes around we get back, and our flight was pretty early, so when we arrive back the first thing we go and do is see Flo, who is not okay and not just stiff, and nobody at the yard was overreacting, which, is lovely to find out after the vet's just said. Keep in mind, we didn't need to call out, we didn't have a need to call out the vet before this. So this was a new vet because we've moved. So this was a vet we've never spoken to. We haven't transferred and things. So take with that what you will. However, we decided to withdraw from Lark Hill. Obviously, we're not going eventing, and it's very sad what's happened to Flo. She's stiff, she's sore, she's pulling face at us, she's not happy at all within herself. Or she's sticking to her routine. We're getting as much movement in as possible. However, we call out another vet, which everyone says is a lot better than the other one, and nobody really likes the other one, so I don't know why he was really called out. Anyway, we leave her. Well, we obviously are going to see her, but just not riding her. She's not getting any better. And yeah, so the vet comes back out to do some more to the yard. We trot her up, she does a few flexion tests, gets lunged, and he puts her on bute, 5-day course of bute, which seems to help, as you would expect, and she seems to be getting a bit better. And then we take her off the bute, and there's not really much improvement. She's still short when she walks with her hinds, and she's just not getting any better. So that's about 2 weeks that go by. We were meant to be headed for our first novice at Calmsden on the 18th of April. I see. I'm not very happy with this, so we withdraw from Calmsden and become increasingly more worried about Flo, especially Mum. She's very worried. So physio comes back out, had a session with Flo for about an hour and a half. Did some magnet therapy, I think, which, sounds cool. And Flo is still sore the next day and the day after, and is a little bit more free in her movement. So the physio says, if you would like, I can come back again in the next 10 days. So physio comes back the week after, and there's a big improvement after this session. Oh, keep in mind the vet said that as much movement as you can, so I was allowed to walk her out, which, keep in mind I had 3 weeks off for Easter. It was a bit boring, but at least I got to spend some time at the yard and got to, give her a lot of baths and make sure she was okay. And she was very happy whilst riding. It was just the touching her, and she didn't like it when you brushed on her back. And yeah, she was just incredibly grumpy, which again, so out of sorts with Flo. And when yours gives you a sign and you know them that well, you have to listen. So as always, another week or so goes by, and Paige Sanders, which I've just put a vlog up of her coming cross-country schooling with us, most talented photographer I honestly think I know, and I'm so lucky to have her sponsoring me. So we have a portrait to shoot, and it's so beautiful, honestly. And Flo is obviously very, happy, although trying to kill me on the way home. Honestly, we went down this hill on the road, and she's so fresh. And when I say, I tried to trot her, and I gave her a little schooling session, and she genuinely nearly killed me. And this horse can always be a little bit naughty, out solo hacky when I say naughty. I obviously find it fun, but she genuinely never does it with Mum, which really annoys me, because she doesn't do it in front of Mum either. So if I go out on a solo hack, the only person she will do it with, seemingly, is me, which is lovely for me. But no, I find it quite funny. So clearly she's feeling very well in herself, and she's been fit enough to event, and then had the next three weeks off. So the horse is going to be feeling fresh anyway. However, bringing back to present day, I'm still walking her out. I've given her a bit of a trot and I cantered her, which sounds crazy because literally a month ago I was like, oh, so crazy. So now she's had a month off, pretty much. And yeah, she's still short, a lot happier. However, so this is very the future. We are thinking, so this house, apologies for the messy room, is rented, and so when we sold our house, we really didn't want to lose the sale, so we needed to find a house, and this one was pretty perfect for just moving into, but it's rented and we really need to buy a house. So we found one through my friend's dad, who's a property developer, and it has stables and a field. So there's a possibility that if we buy this house, which is a long shot away, so nobody hang on to this, that we will get another pony to come with Flo, and I will get up and do her every morning, and he's putting in an arena, and his little girl likes riding ponies, so I will be able to help her too. And obviously it's a big dream at the moment, but this Sunday I'm going to view 2 ponies of the Fredericks, which to be fairly honest are nothing what we're looking for. We're kind of looking for a more experienced horse, and one of them's 4 and the other one's 6. So I'm wondering whether I should vlog it. I'm currently ill at the moment. Don't really know what to say about that. Explains the voice. Mum's on a work call. Brother's downstairs, I'm not being lazy. But yeah, that could be very exciting, and I just wanted to tell you all of that because it is an update video. However, Flo, moving back to the video, Flo is coming back around. She's a lot happier in herself. She's still sore everywhere, but she's very happy to be ridden out. And she's not lame. We had the vet come out again. Hopefully we should be bringing her probably back into work sometime soon when she feels a bit better. And, you know, eventing is so far away from where we are now, but it kind of kills me to see everybody getting out and about and eventing again, and knowing that we should have done our first novice by now and be headed to another one in a few weeks, but we're not, and this is what horses do. At the moment I'm kind of thinking I should do more Flo just chilling at home videos, and if this house thing does go through, and I think it would be very cool to do like weeks in the life, or first day doing DIY on my horse, or, you know, different things like that. Or if we do end up getting a companion for Flo, if we move there, if you would like to see any of that journey, if I should vlog the viewing of multiple different horses, obviously I'll video, but like properly vlog, or if you would want to see me going down to the stables, and they don't really need renovating, they're kind of like new, but like painting them because they're just breeze block at the moment, and putting up saddle racks, and, you know, putting up my photos in the tack room and stuff. And if you want to see any of this journey, please private message me, because my DMs on Instagram are always open, and I think it would be kind of fun. And I definitely do want to do things, if we end up taking Flo to this new house, definitely do want to do some things with DIY. Anyway, thank you very much for tagging along with this. And yeah, I know it's not something that any of us expected, but you've always got to be on the edge of your seat with all of these horses. And hopefully we are on the up now and a lot better situation than I was. So everybody, it can always get worse. It really can. But I'm very happy to be where we are sitting now, and this new house thing is very exciting, and if I get to see Flo every morning, I'm sure you'll hear a lot about it anyway, whether you like it or not. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you sometime soon when I'm on a horse. You never know.